Hello.
Hi.
That was lame.
It was.
Yeah.
It's us again.
Jesus Christ.
Hey guys,
thing
it's me.
Welcome to the worst fucking podcast.
Hey, I
never
mean,
listened
it's
to.
we're just always waiting for who's gonna pull the triggers.
Yeah.
You gotta do something.
You know, it's probably best that we don't have actual plan.
Listeners.
Yeah. Well, that too. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
we do this.
Yeah,
thing.
both of those things are good. to
There's
not
gonna
have.
be someday in 50, 60, 100, 200 years after the world's just a fucking dumpster fire,
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic mess, and somebody's gonna somehow come across this,
Yeah.
and it's gonna brighten their day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
like you ever see the movie Galaxy Quest, where it's like
Yeah.
they're gonna think it's like actual like the guide,
The
to how to do it,
transmissions.
Yeah. We're gonna brighten somebody's day after the world has ended. It's cool. I take solace in it.
Anyway, welcome to Fuck This Movie. There's a comma. This is episode 47, and today we'll be featuring Tetsuo the Iron Man and Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. All the men.
Yeah, they both have man in the title.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. That's kind of what
They both have like
led me to.
legendary cocks also.
yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Self-propelling dicks.
Tetsuo, the Swiss Army Man.
Actually, today I don't know, when I was putting the movie poster together, I don't know how. So when we watched it, it's like, man, this is like really kind of an homage to Akira,
Mm-hmm.
And then as I pulled up to get the poster image, it was a bunch of images of the kid from Akira who's named Tetsuo, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well, look at that.
Oh, so it's literally just thievery.
No, I
it's
think
like it's an homage. I think it's just
it's too close. I think some of it has to be coincidence because, they're like a year apart, and
Which came first?
one's this one came Tetsuo came a year after Akira,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, okay.
the idea that Akira would be Akira is a graphic novel first, so that
so
changes
that's
my-
that's where in my mind it's more of an homage like this,
yeah.
and it's a big part of like anime culture is exactly this kind of a story, and they're not exactly similar at all, because Akira is like straight cyberpunk, futuristic,
Yeah.
shit like that, high technology.
They really
And
just have
Tetsuo the
similarities.
Iron Man is just like crazy bullshit in some fucking tiny
Yeah.
town in Japan.
Yeah.
Some dude putting metal parts in him and somehow it
Yeah.
turns into this. So they're different enough. But yeah, I didn't realize the connection was so close.
And both of them, I kind of just think I understand the story, and really, I only probably understand about 60% of the story.
Yeah, no, it's wild shit for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
we're not
tonight's
to
weird.
that yet, though.
No,
That's
we're not.
true, that's true.
We're not. We're gonna get to some other stuff before we get to the weirdness that we have in store for you.
That voice you just heard is from Mr. John Brown. He's too old to be cool.
That's me, for sure.
That other voice, say something, Reese.
Me. Hello.
That guy.
Yeah.
He's the man who watched everything, Mr. Reese Anwine.
That's me.
And then you got me. So we always start off with this. What have you guys been watching? We're gonna change it up a little bit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna say it because I always go last. I'm gonna go first this time.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we've got something that's
Whoa.
in common too.
Yeah, we
so
do.
good
We have stuff in
segue.
common, and you guys always take my shit. So
We all have one movie in common.
yeah, we do all have one movie in common. So I will save that for the last.
Cool.
Last. But I saw a couple of Oscar nominees.
Recent ones?
Huh?
Recent Oscar nominees?
Yeah. This most recent Oscars. The year is 2025 for.
In the year
Case it's,
2025.
If it's 2030 and you're listening
Yeah.
to me, you're like, hey, I know you're binging all these old episodes. Yeah, we're in 2025 right now. Anora won Best Picture, and I got to see Anora. I really loved it. It's actually this week. John Brown and I are gonna. I want to do a rewatch with John Brown.
Yeah, let's do
I want to get his take on it. So it's probably gonna be a Friday thing.
Awesome.
Sure.
Really excited to rewatch it. I watched it with my wife. Anora's not a good movie to watch with your wife. Let me just throw that out there for multiple reasons. My wife specifically was just like, we watched it and she's like it was good, but like I don't like it. It just didn't feel like Best Picture worthy to me.
Yeah.
As I was watching it, and it's like I know a lot of people like would watch with their wives and be like, it's just a lot of fucking going on. You know,
Really,
like,
only in the first half though. The second half's a lot of
there's
screaming.
there's a lot of screaming.
Fucking, then screaming.
There's
Yeah.
screaming, fucking. I actually thought it was like kind of like a fresh, like I kind of dug it. Like I really dug this film.
Well, it's a really unique movie. I mean,
I kind of can't disagree with my wife that it didn't really feel like this is the best you got.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
it wasn't
for one thing, it is nice. Like it's
it's not like
it's like
Poor
a
Things
different
or everything
form
ever,
of filmmaking is
you
represented.
think about Poor Things and Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
it doesn't stand up. Like as far as like uniqueness, but I mean it is different.
Yeah.
I mean
There's not a lot of
it's
other
different
movies
in
out
its own
you know,
way.
in the mainstream like Anora.
There's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of sex. The main character is I don't know, man. They keep calling her a whore throughout the movie, like she's a sex worker, but really she's just a stripper.
I mean, I guess most people would probably call a stripper also a sex worker.
Yeah, and
but,
a lot of the time they probably are. Sex
yeah.
workers.
She
on the down low,
she
you know?
she is in fact a sex worker on the down low.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's like, it's not the same to me. It's not like she's like a fucking streetwalker. I mean, she's a classy hoe.
Officially, she's a stripper. Yeah.
Well, if there's, I mean,
she's a classy hoe. She's like. I mean, that's in my household. We know what that means.
There's nothing wrong with, there's nothing wrong with prostitution in general if it's like not a woman that's at the like lowest point of her life smoking crack and taking what she could get on the corner.
I feel like if we could live in a world where only people who want to be sex workers were sex workers, I think that'd be a pretty great world.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but
that's something I do like about the character. She has chosen this
right.
career. You know,
And
it's not
and
like
I can definitely
get out of the slums,
character.
you know.
and I
Her
can
character
appreciate
is
that
very
perspective.
likable.
Yeah.
All for a character, you know, like
Her character is very likable, which I'm really curious to watch this with John specifically.
Yeah.
One, I want to get his take on it because I mean it's Best Picture winner. But you brought up the Uncut Gems, like you thought that there were some similarities to Uncut Gems, and where this movie differs, in my opinion, is that there are some likable characters.
Yeah,
and like Uncut Gems does not have
that's very true.
yeah, and
nobody's likable.
Like,
and granted,
not even
like
his kids are likable.
yeah, and like I think Anora, like maybe you shouldn't like these people. But,
I mean, they're just real people, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
like, well, okay,
But-
some
but-
of them are, you know, literally Russian mobsters,
Right,
But
right.
like,
but I mean, like
a lot of them are
there's
just
one
real
like there's
characters.
one like Armenian mobster in particular that's like the whole movie you're just kind of like I kind of like this guy, like
Yeah.
like he's got like morals and like
Right.
seems like a good person and
and he never, I mean, except for like once, I think he never really gets like creepy or out of pocket for what he is doing as like an enforcer. You know,
Right.
he doesn't give off rapey vibes.
yeah,
which is
and
a
and
change,
Anora
nice
herself,
change.
you kind of respect her. She's like, dude, this is a tough broad.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
puts up a fucking fight like
Oh my
nonstop,
God, dude.
Yeah.
Like the Russian mafia is like fucking like be careful. Like she may only be like 98 pounds, but she will fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's a I don't know. It's a
No,
fun
that's
movie.
cool. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah. Friday night. I think that's the plan. Friday night. We got to
Sounds
check
good.
this one out. I
Sounds good.
really want to watch it. I
Did you watch it in theaters or did you watch it on HBO? Or
watched
where
it.
was?
I watched it wherever it was streamed. It was
Yeah.
like on Hulu or some
Hulu
shit.
or HBO, yeah.
Whatever one it was
Oh,
streaming.
it's a neon, so it probably did go to Hulu. Yeah,
And then I also watched A Real Pain,
yeah.
which is this movie with the Kieran Culkin and
Jesse Eisenberg.
which I didn't realize was directed by Jesse Eisenberg, and it's about these two cousins that go to Poland to like kind of rewalk their grandmother's footsteps, and she was, you know, part of the whole like Holocaust and all that, and survived it, and so they were doing a tour of Poland and got to walk through an actual concentration camp, and like Kieran Culkin won an Oscar for this movie, and I don't know, man, like I'm a little bummed after watching it, like
I wasn't extremely blown away by it.
but like I thought it was a better movie.
It didn't
than a
stick with me.
performance.
I mean, it's great performances.
Edward Norton's
it's good,
performance was
good
way
dialogue.
better than
Yeah,
Kieran
see,
Culkin's.
that's like, I mean,
if you've
Fucking
seen,
Edward Norton, man.
yeah.
if you've seen, what's the
Complete Unknown?
the rich people show that Kieran?
Succession.
Yeah, if you've seen Succession, he just played the same character that he played in Succession.
Just
so
like
it's
more likable and less rich, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much the same character. I mean, I don't know. Like, I liked his performance enough, but I also liked his performance in Succession, which I thought was kind of the same.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I mean, he won a
Guys are known. I mean, people are known
Golden
to do that.
Globe
I mean,
or
like,
an Emmy for that.
Johnny
for
Depp has
Succession,
been
so.
Yeah.
giving the same performance for fucking 20 years now.
Who
so
has?
Johnny Depp.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
basically the same
Yeah,
performance
wow.
every film.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of a better movie than it was a performance, even though the
Sure.
movie is just like good, not great. Like, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. Jesse Eisenberg, you did a decent job at your first directorial.
It's not actually his first. He's directed a couple movies.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Okay.
None of them have like really blown up. But he did an A24 movie called When You're Finished Saving the World, starring Julianne Moore.
Oh, I never heard of that.
I guess that's the only full length one. He did a short film, and then he's got another movie coming out called Chloe that stars Julianne Moore and Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're down on that.
So, John, you brought up Johnny Depp, and everybody loves Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And you and I watched sister film Where the Buffalo Roam with Bill Murray playing the Johnny Depp role.
Yeah, which I did not know existed until social media showed me.
Yeah.
So, watching the film, hey, if you like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, watch Where the Buffalo Roam. You get a lot of the same vibes.
Oh, yeah.
They're literally playing the same characters. The thing that was surprising to me was Bill Murray, like, he did an admirable job,
Right.
but like Johnny Depp's the better Hunter S. Thompson.
So that's the
character.
thing. What really I was curious about afterwards, like, so Johnny Depp had like a much more dynamic performance, of course, which is Johnny Depp in that kind of a role, so it's going to be really dynamic. I don't know enough about Hunter S. Thompson to know who's actually more accurate. Like,
There are so many similarities, though. I mean, they were going for the same vibe. Their speech patterns were kind of the same.
they were, but just like it was toned down. And
Johnny
like,
Depp was just a bit more off the wall.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was more animated. He was more dynamic.
He seemed like he was more fucked up. You know, like,
so I don't know. I'm curious which is closer.
But what swings it for me, like the real beauty of Where the Buffalo Roam was Peter. Is it Peter Boyle?
Yeah.
In the Benicio del Toro role as the lawyer.
Oh yeah, no.
Peter
it
Boyle
was really fun to watch him play that role.
kills it in
Yeah.
this movie. Peter Boyle's phenomenal. Which you may know him as like the grumpy old dad and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like the starkest contrast for this.
Yeah. This is like the fucked up version of that. He is actually like really, really good in this movie. And honestly, for the first half of the movie, we're like, this is more about the lawyer than it is about.
It very much felt so.
Yeah. Like he was carrying the film for the first half of it.
No, I really enjoyed it. I think both are like, you'll get another thing too is like, I don't know, is like the mixing. Like I feel like the film quality of Where the Buffalo Roam was like a little bit less as far as audio and shit like that. And that kind of put a damper on the experience.
There's a lot of years between these.
There
movies.
are a lot of years.
There are a
for
lot of
sure.
years between them.
So to me, that put a little damper on it. But like,
I just felt like, and we both love Bill Murray. This was like not the most enthusiastic Bill Murray role.
And so that's the thing that makes me wonder, like, want to dig into some accounts of Hunter S. Thompson personally, because like Bill Murray is so animated all the time. He was like really trying.
Here's where I'm at with this, John.
Animated.
I think that the filmmakers who did this movie, they saw Bill Murray in Caddyshack,
Right.
and they were like, "That's what we want." And so they asked for the performance that he gave in Caddyshack instead of making it his own. Because if you watch I don't know how long it's been since you watched Caddyshack,
no,
but
no,
it's
I get that,
but it's like very much the same, just kind of like laid back, slow drawl, like stoner kind of character
for sure.
And you kind of lose some of the energy that you get with like, you know, the Johnny Depp version is like got a lot of energy.
Yeah, no.
I would also wonder if Bill Murray is playing a more Hunter S. Thompson the person, and Johnny Depp is going off Hunter S. Thompson the character from the book,
the Duke.
And that's pretty much what I'm getting at. Is like I'd like to.
But there's enough
reconcile
similarities
the
where it's hard to tell the difference. Also,
Yeah, well, I mean,
there might be some truth to that.
The
But
character in Fear and Loathing is written by Hunter S. Thompson. So
So it's an exaggerated version of himself, and there may be a case. It may be a case where he was trying to actually be more what the person was, because everybody exaggerates themselves.
It would be a very fun double feature. And,
for sure.
It's interesting how like they are connected, because like they both have posters by the same what's this artist's name? Stedman. This artist. They both have posters by this artist.
Right.
Look it up. And so it's like it is. They are kind of like related films. I was looking to see how they're connected as far as like if there's any like producers or anything in common, and I haven't found any yet. But
no, it was a super enjoyable watch. It blew me away that I didn't know about it. And I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it definitely made me want to learn more about Hunter S. Thompson and read some of the shit, just because like the performances are so different but so similar at the same time. So I'm really curious. Like, I think somewhere in between them may be the real Hunter S. Thompson.
It seems like you and I have been in this trend where we do this like late night Friday drunken stupor, watch a film before we pass out.
Yeah.
And this week we're doing a Nora because we need to, but like I feel like the Rum Diaries would be a nice.
You mentioned that. I do want to get
that one squeezed in so we can get the full trifecta.
For sure.
I mean, somebody's choice sometime could be Fear and Loathing and the Rum Diary.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun.
That'd be a good pick.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, all three of them. It'd be a good.
Yeah.
It'd be a good 3-film.
Run the gamut of Hunter S. Thompson.
On did you see Where the Buffalo Roam? The composer was Neil Young.
Oh, that's fun.
The only other movie he's ever done the score for was Dead Man.
Okay.
He likes
or soundtrack. I don't know about score.
Dead Man.
I like that movie.
That movie's fucking good. I'm due for a watch on that movie.
All right. So I got one film that we're going to talk about next, and then I got a series I need to rant on. So we all went together and watched The Monkey.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Stephen King film.
Which, weren't you saying that the guys at Carmen said it wasn't Stephen King?
No, they said it wasn't Monkey Shines.
It's not Monkey
Monkey
Shines, and
Shines,
Monkey
okay.
Shines is not Stephen King.
Oh, okay.
But it's undeniably Stephen King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably the same thing.
It's the most fun Stephen King movie ever.
It might.
Yeah, I mean it's top
as far
5 of his movies.
It's the best Stephen King horror film of all time.
Yeah.
More than
I'm
The
not saying
Shining,
it's not
or you're
the.
not counting The Shining.
I'm
I'm
not
saying
really
it's the
counting The
most
Shining.
fun. If you want to.
Yeah,
you wanna
I mean, I think it's
some kind of
undeniably
fun
the most.
Stephen
I
King,
don't think you
like-
can count The Shining because, I mean, it's really more of a Kubrick film than it is a Stephen King film, and Stephen King himself has basically disassociated himself with The Shining.
Yeah.
So technically, The Shining is the best Stephen King horror film,
Yeah.
but since he doesn't want to claim it, then it's that's the best Kubrick horror film.
Yeah.
And instead, now we have The Monkey is the best Stephen King horror
Yeah.
film, which it's not a great film.
I loved it. I thought it was
It's
great.
not a great film.
I
But
think
goddamn, it was entertaining.
No, and that's exactly what it is. It's
so
like
fucking
it wasn't
funny.
trying to be any kind of high cinema. It's just a fucking fun ass movie, and to me, that still makes a great film. You don't have to have high cinema to be a great film. You don't have to have high art to be great art.
It took me 20 minutes to realize that they were not trying on purpose, and that
exactly.
and that because like the first 15 minutes I was just like, this is just bad. And then
I feel like I realized it right away.
No, I didn't.
What's the first death in the movie? Do you remember?
No, my short.
It's he's at the pawn shop, and the fucking fire the flamethrower.
Yeah.
You can tell right away. It's goofy.
No, it's
it was the
super
dialogue when he's like I'm his next of skin.
Yeah.
And I'm
He's playing
are you
a fucking
kidding
12-year-old
me
boy.
now? It's
Yeah.
like,
No, so
yeah,
to
but
me,
then eventually I realized it's like, okay, they're being like lame on purpose.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now this is
And
my
it's
favorite
just
kind
a-
of. Some of my favorite cinema is just fucking fun cinema because I mean, it can still be great cinema if it's fun. Like, it doesn't have to be an art piece. It can just be fucking pure
No, it's like
entertainment,
it reminded me of like an 80s style, almost like Evil Dead.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Which is
Like they don't
my
make
favorite
movies.
shit.
They don't make movies like The Monkey anymore, and you
Yeah.
should fucking go see it.
yeah. The
Might be too
goddamn-
late to
the end-
go see it, but
the
definitely
end is
watch
so satisfying.
it. Yes.
After everything, and you just get the zany nonsense that's happening just
Yeah.
off screen at the end of that movie.
Just
It's
there's
some of the
some
best shit.
the shitty brother of the twins gets like off the map, cartoonishly stupid and evil
Oh,
at
yeah,
the end,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
so funny.
No, it's a fucking entertaining film for sure.
Yeah, I think it would be a great double feature with.
It was a very good film going experience.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
well, I
Yeah,
mean, like,
exactly.
I would reach out to people and say, go see The Monkey.
Yeah.
Like,
For
yeah,
sure.
if it's still playing near you,
Yeah.
it's been out for over a month, so it's probably not. But if it's still playing, I do recommend. Was there like 2 other people in the theater?
Yeah, there's nobody.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I was telling somebody I wish they would do more late night showings because
Yeah.
it's great and like
oh, yeah, no, for sure.
going to see a
Fantastic.
movie on a late Friday night. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It would be a really good double feature, I think, with Idle Hands,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which is another fucking hilarious horror comedy
I haven't seen that in fucking.
with really great like
Ages, man.
physical
Yeah.
comedy.
Mm,
Rewatch it. It's fucking funny. It's a stoner comedy, but it's funny.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the thing. It's like that movie and this movie aren't really pretending to be anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
You know, like once you get into it, it's right there. Like this is just a good time. We're having a good time. Have a good time. You know.
Yeah.
I know. I really, and you guys know for sure how much I love just good time film. I love good time.
Yeah. It's also, what, I've seen 5 new movies this year, but it's high on my list of
Yeah.
favorite movies of the year so far.
Right on.
So, lastly, I want to talk about a series that I started, and I've only seen 2 episodes because they've only released 2 episodes, which I think a third one got released tonight, so that's what I'm doing when I get home. But Apple TV's The Studio.
Yeah.
Have you checked this out yet,
I watched
Reese?
the first 2 episodes. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
It is
I
good.
fucking died. I
Yeah.
fucking died. Like I turned to Molly 7 minutes into episode 1. I said, "This is my new favorite series." Like,
It's really fucking funny.
oh my god, man! It's like the best thing that
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen's ever done, I think. And Bryan Cranston is just like it's like the perfect role. Like, I've seen Breaking Bad. Okay, The Studio is the best role ever for Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston.
He's playing like a crazy studio owner, like you'd see in a classic like 40s movie,
Right.
like cartoonishly evil and inappropriate, and
The Kool-Aid thing. He's like, we just signed a deal with Kool-Aid. He's like, if Warner Brothers can make $1 million with that pussyless doll, then we can make $2 billion with Kool-Aid.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to check that one out. for
Oh
sure.
my God.
Bryan Cranston's just fucking. He's just good, man. He's
Yeah,
so
the whole
good.
cast. It's a stacked cast.
And they kind of do it the way Entourage does it. I can tell, like, where they're going to be like all-star cameos every episode.
Yeah, and it's fun because a lot of the characters are playing characters, and other characters are playing themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So like Paul Dano is in the very first scene playing
Right.
himself, and Steve Buscemi shows up in an episode. Martin Scorsese shows up.
Nice.
It's a ton of cameos, and Martin Scorsese's honestly a pretty great actor.
Oh yeah, no, he's perfect. For,
very funny.
They do a fun thing with it. Jonestown.
Yeah.
And there's so much inside jokes and stuff that are like tailor made for us, the people who watch a shit ton of
Right,
movies and
yeah.
know the culture and the inside
sure.
stuff. Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. Super
Right.
excited to watch that.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been watching. Hey,
Alright.
John Brown, there are only 2 episodes and they're releasing like one a week and they're like 25 minutes long. So
Oh yeah,
if
yeah.
we want to
can-
knock out
yeah,
Anora, we can watch the first 2 episodes this weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can squeak it out for sure.
Then you can make sure your Apple TV's logged in for him. You can
Yeah.
keep up on it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I guess I'll pick it up from there. I watched what we watched together, of course. Handful of things. I'll talk about a series a little bit. I've been watching the last season. I think it's the last season of Righteous Gemstones, which I still.
Is it season 5? 4. Okay.
I think.
Is it over
I'm a little
or
behind.
Yeah.
is this?
I think
season
this
currently
is the
coming?
last season. And I still enjoy it. Me and the wife recommended like Righteous Gemstones to her sister, and she caught up, and she said that they didn't like the newest season because it was too slapsticky and over the top, and I was just like, the whole fucking thing is, I mean, that's it. Like,
They are like cartoon characters.
dude, it is the most cartoonish live
Yeah.
action thing you could see. I mean, like, too slapsticky. That's
The,
all this
the end
fucking
of the
thing
very
is.
first episode of Righteous Gemstones where they're like are like in the parking lot and they're like trying to run down the dude
Yeah.
in reverse.
Yeah.
Like that might be the best laugh I've ever gotten
Yeah,
out
no,
of any
dude.
series ever.
It's super. It's still, to me, it's still holding up. It's super fun. There's a lot more, like John Goodman's character, the dad, is like at this point in the series moved on, well, like accepted his wife being gone, and he's like done with the fucking church for the most part. Like he's just trying to live his life, and like this version of that character is like just really fun to watch. But yeah, it's fucking obnoxious. It's over the top. It's fucking ridiculous. It's Danny McBride. Like,
Yeah.
but it's pretty goddamn entertaining. I've got all the episodes under my belt, and I still recommend it to anybody who likes that kind of comedy. I think it is the best that he's done so far. But so yeah, that was really good. One thing that I watched a little bit ago, I think I told you guys about, that I was really surprised how much I enjoyed it, how good it was Snow White: A Tale of Terror, which was I think a Showtime movie that was
For
Sigourney-
1 second, I thought you were talking about the new
No,
Disney Snow White,
no,
and I was, my mind like
Hell no.
I was not
No.
understanding things.
Yeah, Snow White: A Tale of Terror. I think it was released to Showtime. I think maybe made for TV movie. Didn't really feel like a made for TV movie. It was very
yeah,
fucking.
Showtime's got some
Yeah.
nuts
Made
in
for
that.
streaming movie.
Yeah, it was very solid. This thing's like early '90s. Sigourney Weaver plays the evil stepmom, and god damn, like
Oh, it's from the early 90s?
Yeah, it's from the
Oh,
early
okay.
90s,
I
yeah.
thought it was a newer thing.
no, from the
Ooh,
early
Snow
'90s.
White. Or Sigourney Weaver is an evil stepmom. Hachi machi.
Yeah, dude, and she's like she's like maniacal. Like
Yeah.
once the story gets rolling, and there's a point where she has like this brother that I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a tongue, that can't speak, and I'm pretty sure she cut his tongue out. But after shit goes down and she's tired of the stepdaughter, she like has her brother try to attempt to kill the stepdaughter. Stepdaughter gets away. Guy goes back, doesn't want to own up to failing, and so he like butchers a pig and gives Sigourney Weaver her heart, which was what she requested. And she was immediately, the stepmom character was like, oh yeah, just throw the rest of her in the fucking stew. And like full on just feeding her daughter to, like her stepdaughter to the dad. It's like, god damn.
Jeez.
Like, the whole, yeah, just super, super evil. No, there's one dwarf, no other dwarves, just a band of ruffians that were like mining for some shit that she hooked up with. But no, the whole thing was just really solid. Sam Neill plays the dad. It was good. I really, really enjoyed it. A lot of the effects were
Sorry,
held up
it's
really
Snow White
well.
and the what?
Snow White: A Tale of Terror.
A Tale. Okay.
Yeah. Really recommend watching it. I've been a huge Sigourney Weaver fan.
Yeah.
Forever.
How could you not be?
I know. I don't understand. She's fucking awesome. So, yeah, no, check that out for sure. Super, super fun.
Dude, she looks fucking hot in this movie.
Oh yeah.
The banner on Letterbox is Sigourney Weaver in the old lady makeup, so
Yeah.
she looks
Yeah.
evil.
So
This was
after that, we watched another 90s movie, Brain Dead, with Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton.
Ooh.
Super fun, psychological, like mind-bendy thriller thing. Bill Pullman's like a brain scientist that's working for this big corporation, and they try to get him to do something he doesn't want to do, and he ends up getting hit by a car, and then like shit spirals out of control after that. Ending is like probably what you'd think, but in the experience of the film, you don't think it, and it is like, even though it is fairly obvious, like while you're watching the film, it's not. So great performances from Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton. Probably like one of the more evil Bill Paxton performances I've seen. Like really. So yeah, really solid film there too. That just kind of popped up thanks to my social media feed.
You should watch Near Dark.
No, yeah,
Have you seen Near Dark?
I think I've seen bits and pieces.
What's
of
the
that
one with him and all right with the
McConaughey?
Yeah,
I need more information.
Frailty.
Oh, the one where
Yeah,
Paxton is the dad who's got like a mental illness and thinks there's a demon that they need to get rid of or something, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
I think so.
and then
Where he
Matthew
thinks they're all
McConaughey
like
is
demon.
telling this all to the cops, and then it turns out that he's picked it back up and is doing all the same stuff his dad was doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's a pretty fucked up film as well.
Yeah. Bill Paxton's got some fucking good shit under his belt.
Yeah.
Or
It's dark, very
had
dark.
good shit under his belt.
R.I.P. Oh,
So that
speaking of
was
which,
fantastic. Huh?
did you guys hear who died
Oh yeah, old Val.
yesterday?
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he was like,
I feel like it's been coming. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh
he's on
yeah,
the way out
yeah.
for a while.
If
He's
you
dealing with
guys,
some
you
shit.
guys, you both see Top Gun Maverick?
I did not see it.
I
no.
did. It's
He's
kind
in
of
it
a
for-
sad way that they did it, but I kind of respect it.
Like basically, his character's just going through
Him.
the same thing
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
was at the same
Yeah,
time.
like so he's like typing all of his lines. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was rough.
it was.
No, that is fucking sad for sure.
Damn.
All right, moving on from there. Super sad.
Bummer.
Next thing I'd like to talk about was I didn't finish it. I'm gonna finish it. I watched Keanu, a Key and Peele movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I didn't connect who Jordan Peele was.
Oh yeah,
I've never watched.
yeah.
I've never actually watched Key and Peele shit. I've just seen snippets
Yeah.
of it. But yeah, I had no idea.
The fact that comedian makes such cool horror films is
it's wacky.
mind blowing.
Well, dude, this movie, I fucking love this movie. It's stupid, as this kind of comedy is, but it's fun because it's just a bunch of gangster shit revolving around a kitten. Like, the opening scene of this movie is this, like, fucking Mexican or South American drug cartel in this church cooking shit up. Some fucking, badass hitmen come in, fuck everybody up. But the dude that's, like, the head of that had this little kitten, and so these hitmen, like, find this kitten as they're killing the last guy and, like, get enamored with him. But the kitten gets away, and then Jordan Peele's character finds the kitten right after a breakup and then becomes stuck on the kitten. But then him and his buddy leave, and the kitten gets abducted by another gangster dude. So then they have to, like, play the gangsters to try to strike a deal to go deal some drugs to get the kitten back. But it's just like fucking
Dude,
Man.
I fucking love Jordan Peele.
Nah, dude.
Jordan Peele is like the king of satire.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
He's embraced that genre like nobody before.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
for sure, and he kills it, dude, and especially within like black culture and like hip hop culture, like it's just so.
Key and Peele is
hilarious.
really fucking funny. Have you watched any of their?
I've never
Really?
I've seen bits
Yeah.
where people have like sent me bits and
Yeah,
I laugh
yeah.
at the bits, but I've never actually like seen the show. Or,
No, this.
Well, I mean, the show is just it's
a
sketch.
series of
So it's
bits.
just it's
Yeah,
like
it's just
a
that.
sketch. A sketch.
sketch.
No, this makes
But yeah,
me
they're fucking funny.
absolutely want to watch more of the stuff, and it gives me a whole new respect because this fucking thing was hilarious. Like, I fucking love it because there's a scene in this movie when Jordan Peele's character is inside making a drug deal, and then Keegan's character is in this minivan because they get in like, okay, you gotta. The bit is like they're gonna show they present themselves as badass drug dealers and killers, and so Redman's character is like, all right, go show these guys, go show my guys the ropes. So they hop in this minivan. They're like, what the fuck are you doing in a minivan? Like, nah, man, like this is the most incognito vehicle ever. Like, you could ride your hoopty, but fucking You ain't ever gonna get pulled over in this thing. But so they're outside while this drug deal is going on, and Keegan's character gets all these gangster ass motherfuckers hooked on George Michael. Like, just starts breaking this shit down. Like, it's like, man, this shit's kind of fucking, it's just kind of white, dude. He's like, no, man, like, motherfucker, this song right here is it's about this guy not having a father figure. And they're like, fuck, I never had a father figure. It's like, god damn, that's hilarious. But no, that movie is fantastic, man. I got to finish it. I got distracted by some stuff, but I'm gonna wrap that up. But yeah, just gangster shit revolving around a kitten is fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about is John Lithgow and what is his name?
Oh, I thought you had one more.
No, this was it. Where's the directed by James Astroff? Where's the cast? God damn it, cast. John Lithgow and Geoffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush is fucking fantastic. Actor.
No, this film is has fantastic performances. So Geoffrey Rush plays a judge that has a stroke that gets put into a nursing home while he's recovering, and in this nursing home, John Lithgow's character is basically like the fucking just in-house tyrant. Like, he just spends all of his time tormenting everyone in this nursing home. And Geoffrey Rush's character basically just like stands up to him, and the whole film is this standoff between these two elderly people in this nursing home. You know, there's a lot of really fantastic. No, it was in the reviews. There was all really good reviews on Shudder because it got put on Shudder. My one review was like, really great performances. This is really boring, and I watched it. And I'm just like, this is fucking so entertaining. Like, you're just a rube. Like, the performances are the entertainment. It's fantastic. Like, John Lithgow kills it. The whole thing is good. I feel like there's a bit of really severe unbelievability because like John Lithgow's character just gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. But I think that's kind of just a criticism of nursing. Like the nursing home industry. Yeah, because literally he's just running around doing whatever, and these people are completely fucking clueless. But no, it was a really, really fucking cool movie. Kind of came out of nowhere, and I really, really enjoyed it, which I'm a big sucker for John Lithgow. And yeah, I had kind of forgotten about Geoffrey Rush, but dude, the performances in this movie are
where's he been?
So that's it for me.
I wanted to point, there's something I missed earlier when I was talking about A Real Pain. I wanted to point out there was a line in A Real Pain. And it was actually from Academy Award winner Kieran Culkin. Somebody was telling a story about how like somebody in their family like ran into a bunch of money and it like changed their lives for the worst. And he's like, oh yeah, rich people, yuck. Money is like heroin for boring people.
Yeah, that's a good line. I like that.
A line that really stuck with me in The Monkey was when the main character's uncle is explaining to him that he and his brother are gonna be living with their uncle now, and his brother and his girlfriend never wanted to have kids, and he says, way I see it is when I sit down, I don't want to stand back up again until I want to. It's just like truer words. Yeah.
No, that sums the shit up. Yeah.
Even though we never wanted to have kids, we're going to do our absolute best to raise you two, which admittedly might be pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good movie. I want to watch it again already. Okay, my turn.
Do it.
I don't.
John. Sorry, Reese, to cut you off. Did you talk about Brain Scan last week or last?
No. I did not. That was one.
Because you and I talked to.
Brain Scan was something that I didn't even know existed.
Film, Reese?
It's on my radar, but I have not seen it.
Because I've seen this movie quite a few times.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. I did want to talk about that one.
Because it's a really fun horror film, and I think that if for you liking like Final Destination and The Monkey, this definitely falls into that genre of horror film.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna dig it a lot.
Yeah, it's very it's very period for the '90s. Like, there's a lot of like very '90s technology involved in the setup of the movie.
And it's got Edward Furlong as the main character, who's kind of like a shitty actor.
Yeah, I hadn't really like seen him in anything. Like, I forgot that he was in fucking American History X completely.
Yeah.
So like all I knew of him was Terminator, and like I watched this movie and it's like, fuck. Oh god. This is so bad. Well, the rest of the movie really makes up for it. there's this like demon character that pops up. The whole bit is this kid gets
Video game.
Yeah, video game. This kid like pretty much like has a rich dad. His mom died, and this kid just like fucking exists in this mansion on his own and has like everything like technology shit that doesn't even really make sense. Like if I would have seen this shit when I was a kid in the 90s, I'd have been like, that's not real. He can't have that. What, he's talking to his computer? His computer is talking to him? What? You know, like, this is crazy. But yeah, he's a video game that simulates like murder scenarios, but then it's him doing the murder scenarios.
Yeah, it's like him doing like virtual reality, like playing a murder in a virtual reality game, but then like the next day he's walking around and finds out that like, oh, there's a crime scene that I actually created in the video game. So, like I'm actually going out and murdering these guys.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
it's a very cool.
It is.
movie.
There's a character that plays like. He's not really the guy running the game, but just kind of the guy, like, I don't know. It's hard to...
He's like kind of like a mixture between like Pinhead and like the monster under the bed and like
little
the House
monsters.
Mandel thing.
Yeah.
He's like kind of like a combination of the two.
Yeah. He's fucking like fantastic. Like
he's kind of like half comic relief, half like horror mastermind.
No, like as bad as Edward Furlong's performance is, like it's like so offset by this guy that you just like completely forgive it.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, it's a kick-ass movie.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
You brought it up to me, and it's been years since I've seen it, but I've probably seen the movie.
Yeah, no, it holds up. It's very good. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, Reese, continue with your list.
So I don't usually bring up short films I watch because we can only talk about so much movies, right?
It sounds like there's not much to the movie.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, some short films are like 50 minutes long, you know, but I did watch, this is for free on YouTube. It's the movie that won best short film at the Oscars this year. And it's called I'm Not a Robot. It is 23 minutes long, just real simple, in and out, very, very enjoyable, well done. Highly recommend. Like I said, it's for free on YouTube. I'm Not a Robot.
Okay.
Then I watched the film Postcards from the Edge from 1995. If either of you are familiar with this.
I'm familiar with it. I don't think I've seen
you
it.
even heard of that one.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe I'm sure I've heard the name, but
it's Meryl Streep is the main character, and the book is based on an autobiographical novel written by Carrie Fisher. So it's very much like the character. She's playing Suzanne Vale as the character name, but like if you know anything about Carrie Fisher and Carrie Fisher's life, she's playing Carrie Fisher.
Okay.
And Shirley MacLaine is playing Meryl Streep's mom, because in real life, Carrie Fisher's mother is Debbie Reynolds. Debbie Reynolds, is that right? One of those old Hollywood, very famous people.
One of those old bitches.
But fucking such a... if you don't know, by the way, Carrie Fisher is a very prolific film writer. Was, again, R.I.P.
Yeah.
A lot of it went uncredited.
I did not know that, yeah.
Like she was like a ghostwriter and did punch-ups on scripts. And like she did punch-ups on like some really big comedies and stuff. And she even did like some writing for the Star Wars movies.
Okay, no, I didn't know
and
that.
then she also wrote several books, and a couple of them got turned into movies, and one of them was Postcards from the Edge. She's such a funny and clever and witty writer. It's just the most delicious dialogue that you're just laughing
that
at
sounds
throughout.
fantastic.
You got arguably
like
the greatest actress of all time.
And like fucking looking gorgeous and great chemistry. A lot of little cameos. Again, speaking of R.I.P., Gene Hackman is in it for like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss is in it for like 2 scenes. Rob Reiner's in it for 1 scene.
Yeah, that sounds really fucking awesome. I'd like to watch that.
I
never saw the film, but I know it.
And it's a real easy, like about hour 40 minutes.
I really need to up my Meryl Streep game. I feel like there's
Me
a lot
too.
of, there's a lot of
for
solid Meryl Streep like bangers that I
No, she's fantastic, man.
I feel like the majority of what I've seen of her is like post 2005, and like she was already a household name well before that.
Career there,
So like, I mean, what are some of these?
She's
Manhattan.
in Death Becomes Her, right?
Yeah.
That's a super fucking fun movie. Also,
Sophie's Choice,
Kramer versus Kramer. She was fantastic.
Yeah. So newsflash, everybody, Meryl Streep's really good.
I mean, she's arguably the greatest actress of all time.
Yeah,
Arguably.
It's hard to like really make a definitive statement about that, but she's definitely a contender. And then another movie I watched. This is a movie that was like kind of stuck in development for like literally decades, and they'd started working on it at different points in time, and it was going to be a big special effects vehicle, and they kind of even like rebranded it. Like the original concept was in like the late 70s,
right?
And then they kind of started over in like 1985, and then started over in 1992, and then it never really got finished before the director died. I think they'd shot like the majority of the live action stuff, and they never really finished the special effects, which was like kind of the claymation kind of stop motion stuff. Very classic, fun stuff. It's called The Primevals, and I bought this Blu-ray box set.
Can I see the? No, not what I was thinking it was.
Yeah,
that looks fucking cool.
It is cool. It's not a great movie.
It's a great poster.
Yeah.
Sweet poster for sure.
But the effects are honestly awesome. There's like a 30-foot tall like Yeti in the movie.
Oh, you know what? There's a Yeti.
Yeah.
And did you get like put on display, kind of like fucking King Kong does? Okay, yeah.
And
it's fucking weird.
Like
I did start watching and I didn't finish it. It's
so odd because
weird.
it feels very 90s, but everyone is acting like 1965.
No,
So it's got
exactly.
It's got like every fucking era.
Yeah.
I know, and that's it is weird.
It's like a Frankenstein movie.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it when I was watching. I'm like, this some of these things like don't fucking jive somewhere.
Yeah, it's not the smoothest thing, but it is. So it didn't actually get finished until 2023.
That's interesting. That makes me like just the context makes me appreciate.
You can appreciate the movie regardless of the quality.
Yeah.
And just for the special effects, it really is great.
It was cool design. Like,
the Yeti especially was like
that context really does make me appreciate it more and makes me want to finish it.
Yeah,
because they just put that on Shudder not that long ago.
Oh
so
yeah, awesome.
Pick that up.
And then I also watched like a 45-minute documentary about kind of the history of the movie, and it was very interesting and honestly kind of sad because obviously the original director did die, so he never really got to be what he wanted.
Right.
It's like almost just like the closest approximation of what. Yeah,
and that
what he wanted.
That probably really did kind of create the dysfunction and disconnection that's present in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like not having that, like guys picking up this thing and kind of working.
And especially because obviously the reason it never could get finished originally was because of they couldn't get the funding for it, and so like he's just working. Basically self-funding it, trying to get it done, and it's still definitely worth a watch. I recommend it. The Primevals, but it is spelled Primevals. So you kind of want to call it the Primevals, but it's just called the Primevals. I don't know. I guess they just wanted to have a flair to the name.
Oh yeah.
Another film I watched from 1977 is directed by William Friedkin. If you don't know, that's the director of The French Connection and The Exorcist.
Okay.
It's called Sorcerer.
Oh,
have you ever heard of it? It is not at all fantasy, which you might maybe hope from the title.
Yeah.
But it is. So if you are familiar with a much older film called The Wages of Fear, I believe. I think that one's from like 1950 or something, 1956 maybe. It's a remake of that.
Okay.
But kind of almost like a whole reimagining. But it's basically a group of men who have all fled to, I believe, South America for like one reason or another. One's a criminal.
Right.
One's like, running from gangsters, different things.
Right.
And then they all end up getting hired to try and transport dynamite across the jungle. And it is like so fucking tense. As they're like, driving a giant old truck across a literal rope bridge or something, Yeah. The cast isn't a lot of people you recognize, but the lead is Roy Scheider from Jaws and such, which, he's another one of those people who really I thought when I was younger, it's like, wow, he did Jaws and nothing else, because like I just didn't see, and then it feels like he'll just pop up everywhere nowadays, because obviously he was a prolific actor and did like a shit ton of really good movies. If you haven't seen All That Jazz, he's the lead in that.
Okay.
All That Jazz is a great musical.
No, I mean the performance. That's definitely the only Jaws is the only thing I've seen him in.
And he's great in Jaws,
he's very,
right?
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic performance.
Yeah,
It's great.
So Sorcerer, if you want a real old school 1977 tense thriller, I highly recommend it.
Nice.
Next, so have either of you seen the Clint Eastwood movie The Beguiled?
No.
I'm not.
No. Well, Sofia Coppola remade it in 2017.
Oh.
I guess I don't know if there needs to be a word, because it's not actually a remake. It's a readaptation of the book that The Beguiled was based on.
Reimagining.
Reimagining.
Of the source
a reboot.
material. Yeah.
You know. So Sofia Coppola.
She's a much better director than she is an actress.
Yeah, I mean, I love her films that she's directed. Lost in Translation is obviously the big one. My favorite is The Virgin Suicides.
Yeah, I'm much more a fan of Lost in Translation than The Virgin Suicides. The Virgin Suicides was like, that year I saw like the trailer and the cast, and it was the movie I was most excited for, and I think it was my biggest disappointment of that year. I had myself so hyped up for that movie, and it just kind of fell flat for me a little bit.
Maybe you should give it a rewatch. I really like it.
I should give it a rewatch. I really should. But Lost in Translation is like kind of a flawless movie for me.
Yeah. And she does have like, I don't know, an air to her films where it doesn't ever feel like she's going for like a mainstream audience. She's doing things like directing things how she wants to direct them.
Listener, if you want to give yourself a treat for just some like really good like filmmaking from the last 20 years, do Lost in Translation with Birdman. I think that would be a fucking solid ass double feature.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
The Beguiled is a very unique movie. It's set during set during the Civil War, but not really it's not a war film at all. In this version, again, another stacked cast. Colin Farrell plays a northern soldier who's wounded and gets found by all these Southern belles, kind of holding down this plantation while all the men are at war and the slaves have been taken away and stuff. And so Nicole Kidman is like the head mistress or whatever of this.
Oh man, I'm in.
And then Kristen Dunst is in it.
Oh my god.
Elle Fanning.
This might be the sexiest movie of all time.
And then there's like 3 other actresses that
Jesus Christ. So let's do a rundown here of just the women. So you got
Elle Fanning, Kristen Dunst, and Nicole Kidman.
Oh my god.
And then 3 other actresses.
I got a semi just thinking about this.
that you will recognize. Like if you've seen any of the newer Spider-Man movies, she's also in it.
She looks like a spider.
But you might not recognize her by name. Angoria Rice. Sounds like a spider. And then Colin Farrell is the only male character, actually, besides like
the only man I've ever loved.
A soldier, comes to the gate for like one scene. Right. But it is like, it's this lovely little genre of like a person being slowly driven insane by like misunderstandings and accidents and
just on the cast alone, I'm sold on this film.
Yeah, you should give it a watch. It's a very interesting movie and beautifully shot. The lighting is all
can I get a title check on that again, sir? I'm gonna write it down in my notebook.
The Beguiled. Beguiled.
And it is a remake of a Clint Eastwood film.
Yeah. Okay. And I started the remake or the original way back in the day when I was like 16 or something.
Right.
I was like, this is weird. And I shut it off. So I'm curious to go back and see how similar it is. Because
he didn't have as sexy a people. Clearly.
Yeah. Well, I don't even remember who the women were in that, but like Colin Farrell isn't the most likable throughout this movie, and I can't imagine Clint Eastwood being this unlikable. You know, I know
Right.
he was like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
alternative Western guy. You know,
Right.
everyone loved John Wayne because he was the good guy, and then Clint
Right.
Eastwood was like the bad boy. But like,
Right.
he's like a piece of shit in this movie
Yeah.
at different times.
Right.
It's a really, really interesting movie. I recommend giving it a shot. And then yesterday went to theaters to see a new A24 movie, a horror comedy called Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that.
So
Yeah.
I saw that this movie's kind of been getting trashed in the in like the reviews,
Yeah.
and I saw the trailer a couple times, and I don't know. I was really like, the trailer didn't really sell me on it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear
I don't
your
know.
take.
It feels like a lot of the criticisms I heard did feel like people just had different expectations or like wanted something different. But like,
And that's a very real thing in film for sure.
Yeah.
Like, especially with
Well,
something
I
as
mean, the
abstract
trailer
as what this
did
presents.
definitely portray a certain thing where I'm just like,
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really fun. I liked it. And the cast again.
Oh, the cast
It's
was
Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, Richard E. Grant, Taya Leone, and then a few other character actors you'd recognize by face. But yeah, I thought it was. I mean, talk about movies being similar, coming out in time at the same time. It had a lot of plot points and like a story arc very similar to Mickey 17.
Yeah.
As far as like this interesting new species. Let's see
Jenna
if we can take
Ortega is
advantage of
starting
it.
to talk herself into that conversation of being like a draw. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
I mean, she's the lead in this.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's fantastic.
Paul Rudd might get top billing, but she's definitely the main character. But yeah, I thought it was really great. I thought all of the actors are really at kind of peak game, especially Will Poulter. He is like really fucking funny in this movie. And honestly, he gets into some really fun visual effects and creature design. I thought
Right.
the unicorns are like really cool and how they're and unique. And it's also like people might be. I think A24 can sometimes their trailers can make it look like they're more just fucking lost the word. Goddamn, prestige than they
yeah.
are because it's A24. Ooh,
Yeah,
indie
yeah.
movies. But really, like this is like a werewolf horror movie, except
Yeah.
it's unicorns instead of werewolves. Like it's that.
I mean,
That's what
that-
it is.
Okay, well that just sells the shit out of me. Just
Yeah.
that description.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to watch whatever that is.
I do
Yeah.
feel like A24 and maybe not everybody gets that, but like there is a certain like you're like in the upper decks here, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's prestige. It's almost just like a snob factor. for
Yeah,
A24.
and really,
you're
what
watching an art film. It's Art 24.
Yeah.
is what
Yeah,
you're
no,
doing.
and that's-
they turned the art up to 24 on this one.
And that's definitely, I'd say that's a fair assessment, and that kind of like leans into.
But I respect
What?
the fuck out of A24 because they're fucking trying.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's
they don't
the thing.
always hit,
If
but they're fucking swinging.
I talked to a lot of people
Yes.
about. I talked to a lot of people about film, and a lot of people, like just people that don't really get into film that much, are always like, "Oh, there's not that much good stuff coming out," and it's like A24
Jesus
is
Christ.
holding it down,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they are like in the mainstream in big cinema.
yeah,
They're where you're finding interesting films, but it's definitely like it's a good exposition of why art is kind of bullshit.
yeah,
Is because like art's fucking it takes a lot of different forms. It looks like a lot of different things, and people's expectations of about what art's supposed to be or what they quantify as good art or high art, whatever. It's a very aqueous thing, man. Like it's not the same to
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It can get fucking weird, and like it being weird is actually when it's the best.
yeah.
You know,
That's
in
yeah.
my
It
opinion.
actually takes me back to the studio and old boy,
Mm.
the stoner comedy guy. His name is escaping me. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's talking about how he's like he always wanted this job to be the head of a studio because he wanted to make great films like the classics that he loves, and he's like, but like he's had the job for like less than 2 weeks, and he's like, I feel like all I do is take great films and make them bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like my job is to take a great film and make it bad.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, no, I mean that's and that's what you have to do when you're selling art. And so if you don't do that, people don't get it. And even if
and I think people really need to stop. I know this sounds like, I don't know, counterintuitive or backwards, but like trailers are meant to grab the widest possible audience.
I
And
fucking
so
hate
like
trailers, dude.
Yeah, no,
you
exactly.
can't,
I fucking hate
you can't
them.
hold so many trailers are like, okay, well, it's a trailer for Saving Private Ryan, but what sold the highest in theaters last year? Oh, it was a Suicide Squad. So let's make a trailer for Saving Private Ryan that makes it look like Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
because it's gonna
exactly.
sell tickets. Like,
It's
you
like
really
it's
have
like
to.
it's like the Kool-Aid trailer.
yeah,
You do a little bit of research and try and learn about the filmmakers, learn about the actors, the writer,
for
the
sure.
source material. Not everyone's going for the same thing, and a lot of times trailers, especially for popular movies, are going to be misleading as far as
because
vibes
they're
and stuff.
trying to
And
catch.
it's-
They're trying to make fucking money. They're trying to catch viewers.
There have been
That's
so many
exactly what it
times
is.
when I've seen trailers and then watched the movie, and there are scenes / lines in the trailer that are not even in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Uh-huh.
like you literally took like cut footage and put it in the trailer to sell the movie. That's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I mean, that's
kudos because like I prefer I hate trailers and I don't like I just see them as like spoilers.
It feels like it maybe happened more back. I feel like it was a big thing in like 90s and early aughts of making things that were just for the trailer, like
right.
like a teaser trailer used to mean
Teasers are fine to me because they don't really tell you shit.
Yeah.
they're just like look at some things that appear in the movie.
Yeah.
They give you like an atmosphere.
I
Yeah.
feel like
may or may not be
you
correct,
need
but-
like a minute 15 for a good
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
The times I've seen a trailer, it's like literally 3 minutes long. Like,
Dude,
oh my god,
the-
I can't
the-
watch
the,
that.
The
Yeah.
Thunder feed or the
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts,
Yeah.
like, dude, that trailer. It's like I've seen the entire fucking movie.
See, that's what somebody just said, but I already know. Like, I've seen another trailer for the movie that shows a shit ton of stuff that you don't even see a glimpse of in the trailer.
So what I don't like about that trailer is that it's like a super typical trailer for that film, where it's just like the way it's produced, the punchiness of the sound in moments,
You
and
get
it's
the
just like
zings.
it's like the build up of the action sequences where it's like oh
Yeah.
action sequence. Like I kind of hate like the presentation
Yeah.
of that a lot. You know, it kind of tunes me out to it. Not that I think it's going to be anything, but no, I mean
It didn't give me the ending, but it got me like the starting point and like a base of the characters, and then like a good meat of the action after.
to
we
me
get
that
past
trailer just made me think the movie. It gave me an impression the movie's going to be exactly what I would have thought it would have been.
Yeah.
Just by the
I mean,
trailer. And
talk
I don't know
about-
I don't know the movie's gonna be that, but the vibe of that trailer just being, it was like a classic action movie trailer. Like,
As far as bad trailers, another one that played, because Thunderbolts played in front of the monkey,
Right.
but another one that played in front of the monkey that I thought looked much worse was The Accountant 2.
oh, that was awful.
It
But
just
it's-
kept going.
yeah. So like, similar vibe to me though between the two.
Yeah.
Like that one was just much longer.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of The Accountant 2, one I missed. I'm going to go backwards for just a second because John Bernathal's in that.
Yeah.
The reimagine. Well, I don't know what it is. It's basically the new season of Daredevil.
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah. It's
on,
just like the
Disney
sequel.
Plus.
yeah,
And it. Oh my god! It's still so fucking good.
I don't.
Yeah.
God, you're gonna make me get Disney.
They did not miss a beat. It's like
That's
it's-
fantastic to hear.
dude.
I'm
Everybody
excited.
returns.
That's the best Marvel
Everybody
thing that's ever
returns.
happened in my opinion.
Like fucking.
I mean,
It's so good.
I watched the first 2 episodes and I really liked it, but I was using someone else's Disney Plus, and Disney Plus just started cracking down on password sharing.
Oh,
So
did
now,
they?
Yeah, so
Okay.
now if I want to watch it, I have
Yeah.
to get
That
Disney
fucking
Plus.
sucks. Yeah, that's like don't give a fuck about Disney. Like that's the only thing that's gonna make me maybe get
Yeah.
Disney. It's just that.
Yeah, I really want to keep going
Wait,
on that series.
wait till all the episodes are out, and then just get
Do
it
the-
for 1 month.
Yeah.
and watch
Yeah, that's
it
what I'll
and
do.
get
For
rid
sure.
of it.
And I'll watch
Yeah.
that shit tonight.
Because
Well,
there's
is-
only a few episodes in.
Oh, okay, it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
I think they're like. I think they do 2 episodes a week.
Yeah,
and so
but you know what starts like right after that is done coming out is Andor season 2.
Andor. Yeah, you should get Disney for a minute. Maybe
For
get a 2-month subscription.
bit, yeah.
Watch Andor.
Now Andor, I believe, is gonna drop like spread out over like 3 weeks or something. It's gonna be like 4 episodes at a time. Or something like that.
I do like the way that they release them in those batches as
Yeah.
opposed to just like one episode. One episode a week is kind of like the worst.
Yeah, I feel like.
Waiting.
I mean, I love it where it's like a show is like a whole dialogue is happening around it, like a Severance. The fact that everyone's been talking about.
We haven't brought
Severance.
that up because Severance just ended this.
Yeah.
And
the
by the way,
season 2
dude,
finale
because
is
I know that
insane.
you're in it. John hasn't seen it yet, but like, dude, Severance is so fucking good.
Yeah, I still
God
think
damn.
overall the first season is like is like a perfect season of TV.
Right.
So they didn't necessarily top that, but I think they continued on and like leveled up everything in ways that I just was like so scared they would fuck up, and I don't think they fucked it up at all.
Nice.
I thought season 2 was
They
great.
keep the same level of like mysticism.
Yeah.
With like it's like I understand what's going on, but I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And like they keep that throughout, and it's so fucking.
And they
good.
keep like it's like they answer one question that you've been thinking about for like 6 episodes, and then introduce 3 new questions or something.
Yeah,
You know?
Oh yeah. That's classic like Twin Peaks behavior, right?
Yeah. This season it's like every episode they were doing something mind blowing as far as the story was concerned.
Nice.
As my friend Eric Jocko would say, that shit's art.
Yeah. It's great. Severance is like the best show on TV, I think, right now. But yeah, and that came out 1 episode a week for like the last 8 weeks or something.
Oh, it was rough, man. It was rough.
And I know
gotta,
some
like,
people who
honestly, after so much streaming, like when they started to do that again with streaming shows, I kind of dig it. Like,
It's kind of cool
almost.
if you got enough going, where it's just like I got a new episode of this, a new episode of this, a
Yeah.
new episode of this.
Yeah. Building the excitement, I think, is cool.
especially
Like, I
for like
actually do
hour
appreciate
plus episodes. I do
Yeah.
kind of like it,
Yeah.
but it has to be like, I don't know, because sometimes you watch like 2 episodes and then something happens the next week and you fall behind, and then it's like
Right.
3 years later and you didn't ever
Well,
finish the
and
season.
that's the danger of how much content's coming out now. That if you do like fall off on something a little bit,
Yeah.
like, you may just be raccoon distracted by some other shiny
Yeah,
thing, and then like completely
unfortunately.
forget about this thing that was fucking amazing in the moment and was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
just like woo, you got fucking.
I
squirreled over
think
here.
some form of drip feeding the episodes is preferable to me to dropping the entire season
Yeah,
all at
yeah.
once.
It's
Even if it's
interesting
just like
too.
split up in 2. Like
Yeah, it's
a couple
interesting
shows
too
like
that they were like trying different formulas.
Yeah.
But also like 2 at a time or 2
And
a
that's,
week or
I've
or a
heard
week.
some people say that they actually don't like this, but for me, I think it makes for better storytelling and something you couldn't do with network TV that they can do and have done with streaming is that not every episode is necessarily the same length.
yeah.
There's like most of the episodes of season 2
Yeah.
of Severance were like, 50 to an hour 5
Right.
type of stuff. And then
Yeah.
one episode's like 37 minutes and it works perfectly
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that episode.
yeah. No, it's cool. for
I
sure.
like that. I think that makes for a wider variety of
Takes away from
storytelling.
like the formulaic nature.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Especially
fresh.
with like some of the shows where they've done fun things where like each episode's focusing on a different story or a different,
Especially
place.
shows where it's like you got different directors. That you're
Yeah.
bringing in,
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fucking watch Severance, people.
Do it.
it's good. Like for those uninitiated, it's a weird ass show. It's funny. It's thought provoking. The only thing I can compare it to, and I've said this before, and it doesn't really give it justice, but like being John Malkovich, I think is the closest comparison.
Yeah.
Like the Spike Jonze film, like it's,
Starring John Malkovich.
it's kind of got that feel to it, where like these people work in a weird office where weird shit happens and they don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
Well, then I don't know. There's things going on in season 2 where, it's been fully science fiction.
Right.
And now you're starting to be like, wait, are there going to be like fantasy elements to this? Is there,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
some supernatural things?
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
And it starts getting like really violent at the it's just like, whoa, where'd this come from?
the thing that he does is like,
dude,
oh my god.
It's just like and then how like nonchalant it was. It's just like, oh my god, there was just some extreme violence that has not been like these guys are like office people.
Right.
And all of a sudden there's like extreme violence and it's just like they're not even flinching. They're just like moving on with their day. And you're just like, fuck.
Nice.
Really cool concept. John, like basically the like in a nutshell, it explores the concept of like people have like basically chosen to sever themselves to where like so you take an office job that's severed. So they basically give you an operation where your mind is split.
Right.
And so you yourself, the only thing you experience in your life that you know of is just what you do when you're not working.
Right.
They
Hanging out with your family, going to the movies,
Right.
whatever. But then there's another version of you that his only memories are getting off of an elevator, going to work every day,
Right.
hanging out with his office mates all day, and then getting on the elevator to go home. And
And
the
then
next thing he
blink,
remembers is
walking
coming
out of the
Yeah,
elevator.
yeah.
And so, like, there are
It's
two
honestly
separate versions
horrifying
of
to think
every
about.
Yeah,
character.
it's super. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. Hell yeah.
They really get more into that in season 2 of just exactly how disturbing that concept of like blink, time to go to work again.
Yeah.
Blink,
Yeah.
time to go to work again.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh, nice. Yeah,
it's
I'll definitely check that out.
a good show.
All right. So,
But yeah, Death of the Unicorn, I highly recommend.
yeah.
I don't always trust trailers, people. And if
I
if you are someone
I
out
knew
right
that you
now
would
saying
see
that there aren't no
before anybody else,
Yeah.
and I was really
Yeah.
curious what your thoughts would be
Yeah.
because
See-
you see these like anti reviews early before the film's even released, and you're like, is
Yeah.
this just like art hate or is
Well, that's the thing. Like with fucking anything, a lot of it, so much of experience of art is just palette. So like you get people that just like
I will say the
can-
trailer did not blow me
can
away.
shit on
Yeah.
a thing and just like it's just not something that they like, and
Yeah.
that doesn't mean
Well,
that doesn't speak to the quality of the thing we're talking about. It just means that this guy just doesn't like the thing that it is, and like so reviews are just fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Really. Like,
Yeah.
they are what they are.
Especially when it boggles my mind when people like say something in the review that's like basically wasn't what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
Well,
you can't hate a movie, like give it like movie bad
no, yeah.
grades.
It goes
because
back
it
to the
didn't
thing with
do what
Shudder
you
that I
wanted.
always talk about, where you fucking watch a movie on Shudder and like a really interesting film, and somebody's like, it's not a horror movie.
Yeah.
Or then the opposite.
You can't-
This
you-
is too
so-
much of a horror
So,
movie.
Yeah.
so,
Like, you know, it's fucking
so
nonsense.
I think you have to treat reviews as an aggregate, like
Yeah, just
Yeah,
look at an
like-
average.
like
that's
an
all.
like an individual review doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what that person's biases are.
Exactly.
But like if fucking 60% of the people that watch the movie don't like it, there might be
reasons.
some there
Yeah,
might be some
yeah.
reasons to that.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly how you have to look at it.
when they're making the advertising, they just pick one of the broadest
Yes, they
genres,
do.
and
Yeah.
then they say it is this.
Yeah.
And like Death of a Unicorn it is a comedy, right? Right.
Yeah.
I don't actually. It's been a while since I watched the trailer. Is that
I didn't really get that it was a comedy.
what was the trailer going more for?
I don't know. I want to say like horror fantasy.
Yeah. And see, that's
Is the vibe
like
I was
what you're
getting?
saying with like, it's not horror enough. It's not.
Right.
It's too much horror. Whatever, It's
Right.
so like another A24 movie that got really weirdly negative reviews that came out late last year was Y2K,
Right.
and so much
Still want
of
to watch that.
the reviews I saw was this wasn't funny enough.
I lived it.
Yeah.
This wasn't nearly funny enough. Why wasn't this more funny? And then you watch the trailer and it looks like a goofy like Saturday Night Live comedy,
Right.
And the movie is funny, but it's not a comedy,
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so it's so, and Death of the Unicorn, I feel like they picked
Yeah.
a lane for the trailer where this is a horror
It's
or this is a
advertising, man.
comedy.
Advertising is by default misleading. It's kind
Yeah.
of the whole bit of advertising is to mislead
Yeah,
people.
it's the same thing that happened with like Punch Drunk Love
Yeah.
and was it like the Truman Show, like when
Yeah.
comedians do like serious roles and people only know them
Yeah.
by comedy, and they're just like, "What ain't funny?" It's like, wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an
Exactly.
actor doing,
Yeah.
doing his job.
Some of the movies, I feel like Nope and
Yeah.
Parasite are two movies I think of that are really hard to nail down on genre,
Right.
because like it's not really a horror, it's not a comedy, it's not
Yeah.
exactly a science fiction movie. You
Yeah.
know, like it's Parasite is like,
Yeah.
I think it got nominated for
Nope.
for best
Nope
comedy.
specifically is
You
just
know,
like, yeah.
It's something
It's
else.
satire.
Yeah.
Satire.
like Parasite, you know, like it's kind of comedic because a lot of Korean films have that weird comedic,
Yeah.
silly undertone, but then it gets kind of horrific at times, and then it's
Right.
Yeah.
very much like a character study or
Yeah.
a political
Uh-huh.
satire.
First
know,
off, it's
like-
a great film, but I
Yeah.
think generically, I just call it a drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, if you go into expecting a genre, you're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this gets
Yeah.
dark, or hey, this is really funny.
Yeah, it's
you
got a
know?
little bit of
well,
everything.
that's part of the problem is like in the realm of advertising for film and advertising for art, advertising in general, like they're trying to push somebody down a thing, and a lot of these what we're talking about don't have an avenue necessarily, like, or they are the broadest avenue that is drama.
Yeah.
You know, like people, like if you ask people what kind of film they like, are they going to say drama?
Drama?
Most of the
No,
time?
'cause
they're
it's-
going to say like something specific and something familiar and
Yeah.
something like that is easy to quantify. Like any form of art that's not easy to quantify, people generally don't like that, and so they're always going to push it this way or that way. So, no, I'm excited as shit to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I mean, any A24, like, I'll watch any and all things that they put out. Because I like I said, I do think that production company is really holding it down for really quality filmmaking, and just the diversity of what they do and the work they put out. Like, I think we're kind of lucky to have.
We really are.
now.
I think what A24 means to me is just like
It's like real films, not
something interesting. You know,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a filmmaker is going to get to do what they want to do.
Yes, exactly.
It's not the studio didn't go, hey, give us a funny superhero movie.
Yeah.
You know, the
so
creator
it's, and
brought
dude,
something.
it really feels miraculous that there's still that's still allowed.
Yeah.
In the midst of the bullshit that we see put in major theater.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we have A24 to do weird random shit.
Yeah.
Is pretty special. Like I
Like
wouldn't think
actually
it'd still be
taking
happening.
risks.
Yeah,
Like there's
exactly.
not a lot of
Because
studios.
nobody else is taking risks. It's pretty much them.
Yeah.
It's kind of an anomaly.
Yeah, I really would push back against anyone who is saying there's nothing good out right now or coming out. The movies aren't good anymore. It's like it's just like music.
see The
if
Monkey.
if you
Well,
think
and
good
it's-
music's not coming out right now, it's because you're lazy.
Aside from that, you're not looking for it. And aside from
Yeah.
that, like, yeah, maybe not in fucking theater, but like every streaming service is putting out bangers constantly.
I mean,
you know,
well,
like-
here, so I looked at my list of movies I've seen so far this year. It like 2025 movies. Mickey 17, The Monkey, Companion, and Death of a Unicorn have all come out in the past 3 months, and I think they're all more than worth watching. They're like
Oh, yeah.
good movies, and I think most of them didn't do well in the theaters. Like it's
Yeah.
a Mickey 17, I think was quite a bomb
Yeah.
actually.
People just fucking want what's familiar, and that as an artist, like that's the thing that is the thing. Like to be functioning, like the reality
As someone
is
who's
the
watched Mickey
demographic-
17 and loved it, Mickey 17 is not a movie that does well at the theaters.
Yeah,
No,
There was just no world where that was going to do well. At the
another
theaters.
one. I mean, well, again, because Bong Joon-ho, but it's really hard to nail down.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you can call it a sci-fi movie because it is a sci-fi movie, but like, you know, some people might want a little more than that, and then it's like drama, comedy.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's a
people
little bit
like
of
simple
horror.
things. People like what's familiar and
It-
easy to quantify.
That's why I get so fucking annoyed when people push back on like, oh, they're so tired of all these superhero movies. There's nothing but superhero movies coming out, and then all of these very unique, interesting movies come out and also do poor at the box office.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys want?
Yeah.
Like, even like the weird things that always make money, like Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious, have been doing worse the last couple of entries.
People don't want to leave their house anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's
That's what
COVID killed the movies.
COVID killed like
fucking
people going out
everything.
in public.
COVID killed fucking everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful.
it made people realize that they didn't have to.
Both of not 1, 2, and that's the so not 1, 2. To feel safe.
Reese, you got any other bangers, or shall we
think,
get to the
feature?
The features.
Just the last. I finally finished the Netflix animated series Scott Pilgrim Takes Off.
Oh yeah, is that good?
Yeah, I loved it.
I do want to watch that. I kind of talking about just too many things and forgetting about shit. I really wanted to watch that.
Yeah, it's if for anyone just wondering, it's completely its own thing. It's not a retelling of the same story as the movie or the books. It's like a whole standalone thing.
Nice.
I mean, obviously, there's a shit ton of inside jokes if you've read the books,
Know
watched
all
the
things.
movie,
Yeah,
and played the video game.
Yeah.
But highly recommend on
Nice.
Netflix.
All right. So now we are to the features, which it was a double feature this week. John Brown was the chooser.
Yeah.
And we got Swiss Army Man and Tetsuo the Iron Man. Both movies about mans. Also,
Being things.
also about intuitive functioning penises.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was which of these was first on your radar for a choice? And then,
Tetsuo. It's
Tetsuo.
one that I wanted to pick for a while, and I was hemming and hawing about the picks on the last pick, and I just kind of it just popped into my mind the last episode that we did about some of the weird similarities and the similarity in weirdness of these movies, and I just kind of couldn't resist.
similarities.
Do we want to talk
Yeah.
about these individually as opposed to as a?
Probably makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to start with Tetsuo or Swiss Army Man?
We can start with Tetsuo.
Okay.
Tetsuo.
Yeah. You want to read the
Yeah.
the
If you want
stuff on
to
that,
click the
Reese?
poster button, we've got it up there.
Ooh.
1989, directed by Shinyo Tsukamoto. Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Never mind. I
broken.
am wrong. It's
Oh
broken.
no, it's broken.
No poster for you.
A metal fetishist, driven mad by the maggots wriggling in the wound he's made to embed metal into his flesh, runs out into the night and is accidentally run down by a Japanese businessman and his girlfriend. The pair dispose of the corpse in hopes of quietly moving on with their lives. However, the businessman soon finds that he is now plagued by a vicious curse that transforms his flesh into iron.
So, if having that synopsis to go on would make the movie make way more sense.
Yeah, honestly, I was like,
I had nothing to do with it.
when I watched this film, I watched it blind, and it's really hard to tell what the fuck is happening for a good grip.
I felt like this is a student film, and it's like shit happening that I don't really understand for a little over an hour.
Yeah.
That was my summation.
Yeah. No, for sure. On the rewatch, I connected the dots a lot better, a lot more cleanly than on the first watch. But I mean, it's a fever dream of a movie for the first good fucking 45 minutes, an hour. Just
kind of
constant.
just the whole thing's a fever
No,
dream.
it is for sure. Well, I mean, if you're familiar enough with certain kinds of things, this movie's basically an homage. On the rewatch, is I really definitely feel like it's really an homage to manga, you know, and just that part of Japanese culture. And some dudes just trying to do it in film without
With zero budget.
without anybody even having the idea that it could have been done
Yeah.
in the first place.
Almost, I don't know. I don't know if you could actually, but saying it feels like a student film. It does, in a way, feel like literally made on the go. Like,
Yeah.
okay, now what happens? You know,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No,
in a very
exactly.
interesting way.
It's disjointed, but to me, it's a very satisfying experience. If you, this thing is very much a palette thing. Like, if you do not like the things adjacent to this,
Yeah.
you probably won't like it, because if you don't have the level of familiarity with what this is an homage to, with what this is going for, with the culture that's behind this, it's just gonna feel like fucking nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do, it's pretty satisfying, and I think that's why I liked it, because I've always been an anime dude.
Yeah.
And
it does kind of end in like a kaiju fight.
no, it does. It's very much, and that's one thing I really appreciate is once it gets to the characters being fully formed, because you get in the film when you don't know what the fuck's happening, you see this guy throw a piece of metal in his leg, then a bunch of maggots, and he runs off screaming, and then he gets hit, and then it goes into this other thing with this guy, and then he starts having metal things show up on him, and it's wild. But once these characters are like fully formed, it does just straight turn into anime, and it turns into an anime fight where dudes are punching each other through buildings and shit, and they use stop motion for all of that, and I actually think that's really interesting.
Yeah, the running, or not running, but like the
jet,
almost like flying.
Yeah, they end up with fucking rocket boosters on their feet, and they use stop motion for that. But then they use stop motion for like, okay, you punch this dude in the face, and he flies through this wall, yada yada. Like the constant bomb sound effect was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
but like I really dug what they were trying to do. I'd like to see somebody do this thing again in this style with like real budget.
Well, it'd be
cool.
Could be
fucking sweet, but
the thing that occasionally filmmakers get to do, where they get to remake their own project.
Yeah,
that would be a very cool.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm really curious.
Team up with the studio that made Godzilla -1 and remake this.
I would say I think the most famous is Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, even Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 in some ways are that.
Yeah.
Actually, Hitchcock did that quite a lot.
Yeah.
He had much smaller, cheaper versions in like black and white that he made in the UK.
Yeah.
And then got American
it'd be hard
studio
not to
money.
Want to do that.
Yeah.
Like especially like a burgeoning artist, you get to do this thing, and then like you get to a point where you actually have access to resources.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, I'd like to do that again, because this is clearly not good enough.
Especially how many movies have we seen where like, damn, if they could have really put their everything into this movie, it would have been like a masterpiece.
Now this thing is like I said, to me it's very much like if you think you're not into this kind of thing, you probably won't be, or if you just want a good fucking ride of some crazy shit, like this would definitely fit the bill. You want something you probably shouldn't watch on drugs, this might be it. This is
it's pretty gnarly.
Just a lot of unsettling stuff, and of course like it's just super fucking Japanese and the weirdness that is Japanese. And full bore back to the penis connection between the films. In this film he gets a drill penis that he does murder someone with. That's present through a lot of the rest of the transformation of the character. Like it's always kind of poking out there. It gets smaller actually as the transformation goes on, but it's still, they make a point to that it's there, of course. So this movie's fucking wild. It's one of those things I just like, really super weird film, and I like weird art. So I think that's what art should be a lot of the time, is just something that's just pushing any boundary that it can.
I mean, back to A24,
exactly.
If something's not making you feel something, I'm surprised. If you're not being surprised, you probably shouldn't be watching it, like
if art doesn't give you a reaction, then it's not art. Whatever that reaction is.
If you're walking away saying, I don't know how I feel about that, that's kind of a good thing.
That's the point.
You don't need to be like, oh, I fully 100% understand that movie.
Because otherwise it just becomes a product. And like, I'd rather, I don't like fucking McDonald's for a reason, like I don't want just a product.
That's why people like franchises. Like, well, that was exactly what I expected, because it's just like the last 15 movies in the franchise.
And in this like conversation, like that's kind of, this does touch on that, but in a really obscure way, in a thing that's now is kind of more popular in the realm of anime and crazy Japanese manga bullshit that this movie kind of is just a live action of. But that whole thing is just fucking everywhere. Anime is just everywhere. So, it's a fucking hell of a movie.
I really want to get more into the filmmaker and see, because I know he's got
I watched one other thing of his.
Bullet Ballet.
Yes,
right?
I watched that. I enjoyed it. It was not as fucking wacky as this. This definitely feels like real early like breakout shit. And it also, this was like honestly, I got to tip my hat to even trying to do what this movie was trying to do.
Yeah.
On no budget in the fucking late 80s. Like, it's kind of insane that it would even try to pull this thing off and like it feel even relatively okay. You know, like this should have just been a complete, like I won't say that it's a great film, but the whole effort should have just probably been a downright train wreck, really, for what it was trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's not great and it's not perfect, but it's not a fucking train wreck. Like,
it's trying.
Yeah.
It's trying to do something, you know?
It's on the right track at least, so I'll give it that.
It's basically his first film.
Yeah.
Like he's done before that, he did a lot of short films and different student films and stuff. But as far as like just a full length, you know, top to bottom movie, it's basically his first.
Yeah.
Full length, we're being a little generous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's only 67 minutes long.
Yeah, it's not long. But man, it fucking kind of feels like it. Like there's a lot happening.
Yeah,
It did
it's
feel
intense.
longer than it
Yeah.
is.
For sure, because it's a very fever dream film.
His next movie after that, or after this, was 1991 Hiruko the Goblin. And just from this screenshot,
Is there also
I
a
wanna watch
colon?
I mean, there's probably some kind of a monster penis in there. I'm sure.
yeah, probably.
No, that makes me want to watch it. Not the
Goblin's
monster
gonna
penis,
gobble,
the
you
man
know?
She just showed me.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I have a really cool box set of his movies that I got at a video store a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I wanted to dive more into his movies. He seems like
yeah.
a very crazy
No,
guy.
I've wanted to as well. So, yeah, if you want to watch some crazy shit, I actually like going into this movie kind of blind, which we've just ruined for you if you listen to this. But I mean, you can't really prepare you for it. We've said some
Drill
things
penis,
about
I think,
some
was
drill
like
penises,
the
but
only
it's still
spoiler
like
we had.
this movie's still gonna slap you in the face a few times,
With
regardless.
the drill penis.
Yes, with a drill penis. Yeah. So I don't know. If you like weird shit, watch it. I mean,
Yeah.
that was kind of
You
my
want to get
motif
face
here.
fucked by a drill?
Watch this movie.
Watch Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, it felt fresh, and I just watched it like in the middle of last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was still like,
I forgot
this
it.
movie's
Both-
fucking weird.
Both of these movies, I forgot a lot of what was in them. Really.
Yeah,
Like,
which
'cause
takes me to the next movie, if because I really like Swiss Army Man. This was only my second viewing of it,
Yeah.
and it hasn't been that long since I watched it the first time,
Yeah.
and I was amazed at how much I forgot.
yeah. No, there's a lot happening in this movie too. Both of these movies
Yeah.
have a lot happening.
There is a lot happening.
This is 2016's Swiss Army Man, directed by, credited as the Daniels, the same directors as Everything Everywhere All at Once, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Alone on a tiny deserted island, Hank has given up all hope of ever making it home again. But one day, everything changes when a dead body washes ashore, and he soon realizes it may be his last opportunity to escape certain death. Armed with his new friend and an unusual bag of tricks, the duo go on an epic adventure to bring Hank back to the woman of his dreams. And the tagline is, "We all need somebody to lean on."
Yeah. So,
The tagline could have been, "Where did you come from? Where did you go?"
well, yeah, you could do a lot. Once you've seen the entire movie and you get to the ending, like you start asking yourself all kinds of questions about what the message of this film was. But I mean, as it starts out, it's like, I'm like, is this just like fart jokes? Because
Yeah.
I feel like the first like 30 minutes is just like one long fart joke.
No, it is. They really like stick to it, man.
Yeah,
They
but don't worry. About halfway through, they reveal to you it's not just fart jokes; it's also dick jokes.
Yeah, there were dick jokes too.
yeah, dick
There's
jokes
like
and
a
just
dick,
weird
a dick
jokes.
compass in this one,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, the whole concept of this Swiss Army Man is hilarious if you just think about it, like practically, like, and like the dedication to showing this thing be like this guy being the Swiss Army man, because it's like, okay, you get a first he's a farting jet ski, and then he's a dick compass, and then he's like a water bottle. You know, they just fucking, you can get water out of him, pump him a little bit. You got fucking source of water. You got fucking him like chopping wood.
Look, I don't, it's not the kind of movie, I'm not really questioning the logic in any way, but that was one thing. It's like, ooh, he tried drinking that water a little too fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for
water
sure.
from a corpse.
No, that was actually one of my favorite movies, or favorite moments in this movie, is just the fucking full bore, like, let's go for it. Because he figures it out. Like, I didn't even remember what he was doing to get him to spit out the water. But, like, he starts, like, it starts happening, and he's just like, okay. Yeah. And just like, fucking, let's go, pump, 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 pump. You know, like, just the complete commitment to everything that's happening cracked me the fuck up in this movie.
I need to look if there's some behind the scenes stuff, because some of the visual effects are so fun and unique. And I think a lot of it is similar in Everything Everywhere, where it almost has like an appearance of like kind of a stop motion, a freeze frame, you know,
right.
Or cutting frames or something, you know, where it never looks like it's going for a real look, but it has like a very fun cartoony feel to it.
Yeah, while still
looking great.
Yeah, still atmospherically real.
Yeah,
enough, you know. Yeah, this thing's a ride. And then like the dialogue between the two, like him having this Swiss Army man that now he's just teaching everything about the world in this weird context of survival.
Which just is Paul Dano having a conversation with a dead man.
Yeah.
Played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Fucking
teaching him as a blank slate, basically.
Duo.
Yeah, it was super fun. And this was one of those movies that just made me really respect the shit out of Daniel Radcliffe. That like after his, heyday as Harry Potter, he's just like, nah, we're doing weird shit. Like from now on, like over the top, just craziness is what he's done ever since. And it really made me respect the guy. Like he could have done a lot of shit. He could have just cemented some very archetypal career out of how he started and what he did. But no, he's just like fucking swinging for the fences with whatever crazy bullshit comes along. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It seems like every new kind of like series of films we get 3 years later, all the lead actors are making the most interesting movies.
Yeah.
Where we got Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart in Twilight, and then the leads in the 50 Shades of Grey movies have both gone on to do very interesting stuff. And like the other two from Harry Potter really, I mean, the ginger kind of just really disappeared.
Yeah. And
I know Emma is still making movies, but also involved in other things. But I've absolutely adored the choices Daniel Radcliffe has made.
It's hard to get out of the shadow of those movies,
but he's done it
especially as like
phenomenally.
a child actor.
No, for sure. And he leaned into it, and they're so different too. Like because one of my other favorite movies that he's done was Guns Akimbo, which is like just a goddamn raucous good time. Like that movie's just fucking pure fun, and it's so different than this, than Horns. Like that's so different than both of these movies. Like
the Weird Al movie.
Yeah,
that might have just moved up.
Literally, like this dude's just fucking everywhere. Like it's awesome.
So the thing that got me the second watch here was just like I forgot how like dark.
Yeah, it really
this movie
is.
Gets you know where it's like he's like got this phone the whole time. It's like, oh yeah, this is your wife probably, and then it's like, oh, it turns like, oh, this is actually my phone. And the girl that's on my phone is just some girl that I saw on the bus that I was always afraid to talk to.
No, and you know
and then
that
it turns into like, we've been in her backyard the whole time. And I'm just like some like kind of weirdo stalker guy.
No, and that's
you're
the
just
thing.
like, what the fuck have I been watching?
And you can't tell because they show him traipsing through woods. They show all this like distance and scope and scale of the wilderness that he's in. But you don't know. Like
you
once
don't
the
know
reveal comes, like you don't know if this dude just been drugged the fuck out, hiding in the woods or not. Like, because I had that in mind on this watch after the first watch. I'm like, this dude just really just feels like some fucking twacked out hobo. You know? That's just, and like as he's telling the story to Daniel Radcliffe's character as it being his wife and shit, like there's this whole narrative and this whole thing he created in his own that is revealed to be just in his own mind, and it's literally just a girl he took a picture of on the bus.
Yeah.
That he's been obsessing over for who knows how long.
Yeah.
More than that, I mean, it's just like they're like behind her house. I mean,
Well, I know that, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's the weird thing about the movie is that it ends up there. And so you can assume that, but the way it's presented, you don't. It's really
Well, yeah, and it shows him like stalking her Facebook or whatever at one point, and,
right.
but she has like zero knowledge of who he is.
Zero, yeah, no, it is very much kind of just a fucking creep, and so it's just this creep just being a creep, in the creepiest of ways, because it gets real weird, because it like. There are moments too in this whole, because it's not just like him explaining a couple things to Daniel Radcliffe. It's like them recreating this whole hypothetical world to give Daniel Radcliffe's character, this corpse, the experience that he imagined.
Teaching him how to be a person.
Yeah, teaching him how to be in person in this false narrative that he constructed in his own mind about this girl. You know, so like the length of it goes, it's the degree of it's crazy. Like it goes so deep in this just fucking false narrative. Yeah, it's a trip, man. The movie's wild.
Yeah. Again, A24.
Yeah.
This is a wholly unique movie.
And I didn't realize that it was the same director as fucking
Everything
Everywhere All
Everywhere.
at Once like that. Yeah,
It makes
that
sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. When I
They like butt stuff apparently. That's
Hey, you know,
that's a thing for them. They're down
no
for
shade.
the butt stuff.
Butt stuff can be fun. You know?
They'll be such a prude.
Yeah,
Typical John.
There's the whole bit and everything everywhere with the goddamn anal plug
Yeah.
trophy. Oh man.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that movie again. That movie.
Yeah. That movie's pretty much going to be a yearly watch for
Oh
me.
yeah, for sure. And this movie's a fucking, like, as weird as it is, it's still just kind of a gem. Like the final scene after this dude gets found out, and he's trying to explain to people, and this is where it's like, okay, none of this is real. This is just a corpse he's been carrying around.
Yeah.
But then, like at the very end, it validates that it's not to everyone
not- yeah, it
involved.
did
All the characters
somehow
then
happen.
get to see this Daniel Radcliffe like fucking shooting off through ass propulsion.
Yeah.
Into the water, and like Daniel Radcliffe's face in that scene is like kind of one of the most satisfying things about the movie.
Yeah.
We also got like the father.
The father like nodding in approval.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, dude, that was
I
so
understand
weird too.
now.
I get it, buddy.
It's so ridiculous.
Dude, it is.
It's so ridiculous.
It's insane. Yeah, you can't even know what the fuck's going on. By the
Yeah.
end of this movie, you can't know what's going on. It's
My partner Z and I we got to see this in theaters, and we were a fan ever since, huge fans, and so honestly, going into Everything Everywhere, it was like, I don't know, are they gonna top Swiss Army Man?
Yeah.
You know, and they obviously did.
Yes,
but like,
for sure.
yeah, I don't know what's coming next from them. They are two talented filmmakers.
yeah, no, I want to see. Yeah, I want to see whatever it is next, because yeah, Everything Everywhere is just stupid good while being completely. So that's the thing, like that film and this film are utterly ridiculous. Some of the most ridiculous, just ridiculous shit you could see, but like so fucking poignant and heartfelt at
Yeah.
the same time, while being just insane. Is a cool, like, I mean, that's fucking hard to do.
They're both
It's hard to do.
They're both just extremely genuine and like heartfelt movies.
Exactly. Like it's nuts to pull that off for what they are.
To walk away from Swiss Army Man being like, oh, this is just a fucking fart joke movie. It's like, well, you didn't watch it then.
Yeah. I mean, there were plenty of that, but it's also, if you can, just the fact that you can do something so subtly and intrinsically heartfelt while it's just when your vessel of delivery is fucking fart and dick jokes, and you could do something that's like, God,
a boner compass.
that was impactful. Like that made me feel something, you know, like that's good
incredible.
job. Good on you. So this movie's a trip.
One half of the Daniel Scheinert because these are the only 2 movies they've so far directed. They have another movie coming out next year, supposedly, but I don't know anything about it. But Daniel Scheinert did direct a movie on his own called The Death of Dick Long. And it is...
Of course he did.
It is a...
Of course he did.
I would just recommend this, going into this movie, don't watch a trailer, don't read a plot synopsis. Go into it.
You can say that about
With
any
just
other
the title
movie.
alone.
And it's going to go places you're not expecting.
Dude, I love watching a film completely blind. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things. Like, give me a title, that is good enough for me.
Yeah.
I really kind of don't want more. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, like Z hadn't seen,
title and a poster.
knew nothing about Death of a Unicorn. And then I was like, oh, I'm not even going to tell them the name of the movie. I'm gonna go up and buy the tickets, and then they can be completely surprised.
Yeah.
And so they loved it. They were just completely blown away. They were not expecting a creature feature, which it definitely is. So that was fun.
It's sweet.
Get someone who can just find good movies for you.
Yeah.
And
Or just
make you go.
honestly, just fucking take chances too. Like with a lot of art, it's about palette building.
Yeah.
You know, and if you only want to consume fucking McDonald's cheeseburgers and hot dogs, then like you're just missing the fuck out, and you can't appreciate anything outside of that until you do it. So just take chances on film, like put yourself out there.
I totally understand from a financial, you're going out to see a movie, especially if you had to get a babysitter or something.
Yeah.
You get to do it maybe once a month if you're lucky. You don't want to take a risk.
Yeah.
Sure, do some research on those, but we all have streaming.
Yes.
We all have ways to watch movies.
Honestly, like I wish every streaming service just had fucking roulette.
Yeah.
Like just
because some of them have kind of
Movie.
started that, Arrow
Yeah.
Arrow has a streaming service.
Shutter
Criterion,
does,
right? You can just hop on and see
Yeah.
what's playing,
Yeah. I love that. Like, just don't even give a shit. Just like, let's go. Let's experience film. Like, maybe a genre at best.
Yeah.
Like, just have at it. So,
Take risks, people. It'll cost you nothing except a good time.
Any final thoughts before we get to the closures?
I'd say just watch these movies, especially if you have not watched a lot of, like, if you are a trepidatious moviegoer or trepidatious fucking consumer of art and kind of stick to the norm, don't stick to the norm.
Yeah.
Watch weird shit.
You'll find something I think I really want people to know, and I honestly don't think a lot of people would think this, but you probably haven't seen the best movie you'll ever see.
Oh yeah,
and I think a lot of people are like, well, I've seen the movies I'm gonna like, and I'll rewatch them.
I saw Mission Impossible 4, so
yeah, exactly.
Movies did not, peak and end in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s or the 90s,
whatever thing's familiar
20 years ago.
Just keep going.
Absolutely.
You are going for every 10 movies I watch, I feel like I find one movie that's like, I'd put that up in my top films. That's an amazing piece of art.
Yeah, every year.
Take risks.
All right. So, Reese, why don't you go ahead and tell us, tell the listener what they should go watch at the theaters. And then afterwards, I will tell you guys what we're going to be watching
next
at John's
week.
Place on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, The Last Supper Part 1 and Part 2 are
Oh my God.
playing. But don't worry, next week
It's
we
a
do get Part
long
3.
dinner. How many courses is this?
Oh, God. Jesus Christ, literally. Dog Man is still playing in theaters. I've not heard anybody talk about this. I'm sure it's geared towards a pretty young audience. I'm sure if you're a fan of the books, you'll like it.
You know what's funny about that when you say Dog Man? You know that movie with Amy Schumer and like LeBron James and Trainwreck?
Trainwreck, yeah.
Yeah, so John Cena plays like her original boyfriend, and like they're going to see like an art film, and it's actually starring Daniel Radcliffe, and it's called The Dog Walker.
I remember
He's
that.
like, yeah, so Radcliffe plays this dog walker, and like he's like trying to like sell her on the movie, and she's just like, okay. It's like, well, I'm gonna get high before the movie. like that sounds terrible.
That movie Trainwreck, that's actually a really funny movie.
Dude, that is like like a silent killer of a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Bill
never in
Hader-
a million years would
No,
have expected I would have
actually
enjoyed
like to
that
watch
movie that much.
Bill Hader is always great, but Bill
Yeah.
Hader has really great
Amy Schumer is not
chemistry.
always great. That
No,
that was
that's
like
probably her best movie
by
by
far.
a margin.
Yeah, by a lot.
But Bill Hader and LeBron James have like really great chemistry.
Oh
in
my
that.
god, yeah,
They're
they do.
so funny together. Dogman. I'm gonna say do not go see Snow White. Don't
Yeah.
go see Snow
See
White.
the
Don't
one.
enable
See
it.
the Showtime one from the '90s.
Yeah.
that John recommended earlier.
Fuck yeah.
Novocaine is still playing.
Ugh.
Last Breath, based on a true story.
Yeah.
I could maybe watch that just because I love Woody Harrelson so much.
Yeah, I mean it's not the kind of movie I want to see,
Watch
but
White Men Can't
I'm sure if you like that kind of movie, you will enjoy it. Captain America: Brave New World.
No.
That
The
looked
day,
terrible, by the way.
huh?
That looked not good.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna. It doesn't stand well on its own. I'll say that. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. I don't know if we talked about this yet, but this is
You talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
I want to see it because
The intriguing thing to me is I'm kind of a Looney Tunes guy, and my stepfather, my late stepfather, his favorite movie of all time, which was really fucked up because he hated science fiction, absolutely hated it, despised it. He said you might as well be watching a cartoon because it's phony.
well, Dad, I like cartoons.
But his favorite movie of all time was The Day the Earth Stood Still. Like the original The Day the Earth
Yeah.
Stood Still, which is a fucking science fiction movie
That's funny.
about a giant robot.
Uh,
Anyway, you say
yeah.
that title and it reminds me of that.
It's it is a fully 2D movie. It's not a CGI thing. It's not human characters. It's all the Looney Tunes.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet, but I kind of just want to support it on principle.
yeah.
For what it
Classic
is.
shit.
I'm sure it's gonna be fun. Looney Tunes it's just fun.
Yeah.
That Robert De Niro movie.
Is there no Bugs Bunny in it? Like, because
Well, he's not on the cover.
Because I was reading and it sounded like it was like more of a Donald Duck and
Porky Pig.
Porky, yeah. Like I don't think
They're the ones on the cover. I haven't seen a trailer or anything.
The Looney Tunes and we're cutting out Bugs Bunny now.
The
Like,
fuck.
isn't he like the icon?
Well, he got canceled. So.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
He did some bad things with carrots.
Yeah, he stuck a carrot in the wrong orifice.
That Robert De Niro movie, The Alto Knights, is still playing.
Ugh. I was like, that
The
looked
Woman
not
in the
good.
Yard is now playing. I've seen very bad reviews for that.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and that's all I needed to know
Yeah,
to know that
yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
wasn't
it
good.
just didn't give me anything.
No,
Like,
no.
it's
Well, it's like
there's
there's
no.
well, we knew it was about a woman in the yard.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a woman in the yard.
But then, like, even the trailer showed me that, like, she's not interesting. Like, she's
No.
just
Yeah.
like a weird lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That brought her own chair. Alicia was looking up reviews of that movie, and one of the comments was like, "I appreciate that she brought her own chair." It does kind of like that little thing, just kind of fucks the whole thing. Like, yeah, it's not intimidating.
A new Jason Statham movie.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk about
Working Man.
originality.
Part 2.
It's called Working Man.
Yeah, God.
Oh, yeah. He works as a beekeeper.
Yeah.
He's
Which-
a dog walker.
yeah,
it's
He's
funny.
the dog walker.
I don't know. It's funny because I just think of Working Girl. So I kind of does he play a prostitute?
Right.
Probably not. I mean,
Yeah.
he is a prostitute.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
Death of a Unicorn still playing. Highly recommend it. And then obviously the big release this week is the Minecraft movie,
Oh,
which I don't know.
should I see that, Reese?
I don't think you should see it.
No, you should not. No, I'm
It's
curious what my
Should the
kids
listener
would-
should the
Yeah,
listener
of
see
it.
it?
See,
So when I watched the preview, like I hate like the setup that they gave from the preview, but like what they did to get the game elements in the movie, like I kind of appreciate.
Yeah.
Like if I were into the game, I could see
Yeah.
appreciating parts of the film. I think the characters are all gonna be bullshit.
Probably,
They're
yeah.
all like Jack Black's gonna play Jack Black.
Yeah.
The same
yeah.
character that Jack Black's been playing for fucking 20 years.
Literally didn't even
You
change
know,
his hair.
all the people that
It's
are
gonna be like Jumanji.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing to me is
Yeah.
it looks like they're just doing a Jumanji, which is just then kind of again weird because Jack Black was also in Jumanji.
Yeah.
So it's just
No,
like
I'd be curious
the
to see
same thing.
how much the game elements are actually tracked in the movie, but like the performances are going to be drag as fuck because all the people,
Jason Momoa.
all the people are going to be doing the same performance we've seen them
People
do
who
for
grunt.
a long time. You know, like,
Jennifer Coolidge is in it.
Okay.
I am going to
People
see
who
it.
whine.
I'll probably watch it at some point.
But it's because one of my really good friends is taking his 9-year-old son to see it, and I feel like, you know, it's like if you could go to Disney World with a couple of like perfect age kids, you should do that. You know,
Yeah.
right?
so I'm gonna see that and just witness a child probably have the most joyous day of his life watching, because he's obviously a huge Minecraft fan. So I think that'll be fun. But no, I don't think you, Destin, should go see a
Yeah,
Minecraft.
I should probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, hell no. No.
Although I will say I kind of like the Jumanji reboot movie. I thought they were kind of fun.
Oh yeah, well I never saw the second one, but I thought the first one. Honestly, the first one's kind of like one of the better video game movies we've got.
The, like Next Level,
Into the Jungle or something.
Yeah. I watched both those and I thought they were fine and they were fun
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah. Next week is there's a new movie from the director of we've talked about this before, but it's co-directed by the guy who did Civil War, Alex Garland.
Yeah,
Alex
yeah.
Garland.
But then also
Did he write
co-directed.
it?
I don't know if he wrote it, but it's also co-directed by a real vet from the Iraq War.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
It's called
that's-
Warfare.
Yeah,
That comes out
sounds
next
super
week.
interesting.
And I'm interested, but
Yeah.
that also has a pretty great cast: Charles Melton, Kit Connor, Will Poulter.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
Hey,
I don't know. It's the kind of thing I'm going to wait on
it's like
reviews
Alex
from.
Garland. Honestly, Civil War. I love Alex Garland, and it was like, to me, the least Alex Garland thing that he's done, and like.
Yeah.
This sounds like it's even less Alex Garland.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, it
want
almost
him to
feels
go
like
back to
he's
his
just
roots and
attaching
do
his name
like
to it.
fucking like gritty, deep sci-fi thing that nobody's ever scratched the surface of.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where he really shines.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider this like the next Alex Garland movie, but I don't know. It'll depend on reviews and
I think
such.
to me that makes it interesting.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
somebody's like kind of, you can tell he's kind of pursuing some degree of a path here.
Yeah,
You know?
what it reads to me is like he really kind of enjoyed the process of doing a war
Yeah.
film with Civil War, and he's like, "Well, let's just go, let's do it, let's do
Yeah.
a war film."
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll kind of depend on reviews, but most likely I'll check it out. Okay.
All right. So a little bit of story time here. I'm going to take you back to a time when I was an employee. Yeah. Those were the sounds we made.
Yeah.
Mork and Mindy. So I worked at Blockbuster, and as an employee at Blockbuster, we had something called employee favorites. And this was like the end caps of the shelving systems. They had these little special shelves built to where on the end caps, each employee could have their own little shelf that would display 5 films that they would have as their favorites. And on the like actual binding of the movie, it would say Dustin's favorite.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Or John's favorite, or Reese's favorite, and you could choose, and you could trade it. Like, you weren't committed to it. Like,
Yeah.
if a movie came along that you liked better than one, you could trade it out and get a new. You know,
Right.
It was like a ongoing living thing,
Yeah.
right? So, it's funny because like it was. I think it was more for employees than it was for customers, because
Oh, yeah.
customers never rented the fucking employee.
No,
They
no,
didn't
hell
shit.
no. No,
But-
for sure.
Employees rented employee favorites all the time.
Yeah.
And that, like, I respect this dude's person, and like this dude's like taking
No,
on
it's
films,
actually
like,
a
and it's like,
wonderful
I
thing
wanna
for a
watch his-
corporation to
Yeah,
do for its
yeah.
employees. In
But
that setting.
anyway, there was one film that was on somebody who I respected's employee favorites, and this is like fucking 26 years ago or some shit. That eluded me to this day. I never got around to watching it. And so I decided to pair it as a double feature with one of the movie. It was the last movie to be entered into my employee favorites. Like, literally, I removed a movie to add this film. They were both foreign films. So my movie that I'm choosing is the 1997 Italian film Life is Beautiful by Roberto Benigni.
Nice.
Life is beautiful, and it is a beautiful film. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry. It's all the emotions are gonna be covered. And then the movie that's been eluding me forever is a 1991 French film called Delicatessen, which is
I have been wanting to watch that.
which is a dark comedy.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's the same dude that did City of Lost Children
Yep.
and did Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Weird fucking filmmaker. I love that dude.
So
That's great. I haven't seen either
awesome.
one.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
This is our double feature for Wednesday.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's exciting.
All right.
All right.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else,
Yeah.
We're good.
it's time for everybody to fuck off.
Watch fucking movies.
Go fucking watch a movie.
Indeed.